Hi, today we will see a feature that we use in Ruby, which is auto-initialize with attribute. Okay, we will go over like when you do like an ActiveRecord object, you can push an hash, give an hash, and then it will automatically initialize attribute. You have the same thing in C#. Okay, we can use an auto-initializer when doing an object. Okay, you have a new class, then you have last name Paul, first name Jack. Okay, this is quite nice. It saves a lot of time. And then I realized that in ActiveRecord, when you have an ActiveRecord stuff, okay, class, you can do the same thing. My class.new, and you put an hash with a key value, and then it works. Okay, this is cool. Okay, you save a lot of time. Then you can create on the fly an object and giving attribute to be initialized. But how can we do this for a custom object? We just want an object that we want to do auto-initialize. By default, it's not built-in and it's not available on a class by default. Okay, you have to do some implementation. You have to do some require and include model. So let's look into Ruby's code. Okay, what we can find. You have ActiveRecord that at some point extend ActiveModel. But you will see, just keep watching, it's something different. It's not extending at some point, it includes some behavior. Okay? It's composition. Then if we go at ActiveRecord and we go at the base, you have the path here in the framework, then you have a module and you will see that it includes the core and the attribute assignment. That's fine. And in the core, during initialization, you will need to assign attribute. You have here the method that it's called. But if you go in core and you look for assign attributes, you will see that it's not there. It's in another file, which is in the file attribute assignment. And then you can find out that if you look for attribute assignment, you will find that you have one in ActiveModel and one in ActiveRecord. Okay, I haven't dig more in ActiveRecord. Maybe it's the same thing with some difference, or they copied the class. So, okay, and then what this do? It just use inflection, which is reflection in Ruby and C#, to send a public send to a setter, which is the property equal something. Okay, you have followed me just until there. So what we can do when we want to do with a custom object? First, okay, we have to require the ActiveModel to be able to add some stuff from the model in our class. This will add some extra methods to hidden in your class. Hidden at some point, it's just because it's not because you have defined it, it's there. Okay, and you see that it will include it will auto load attribute assignment and it will auto load model. And you see what is in model. At some point it include API. Okay, and you can go in API and you will see that you have initialize. And in initialize you have the assign attribute. Assign attribute is defined where? We have seen that assign attribute is defined in attribute assignment. Then the magic there is when you include and load all the classes, you have some methods that appear and it's available to you for doing your stuff. And then it's all super if you have another class. Well, okay, you have seen here that it's different from C#. Okay, Ruby is composing an object, adding some extra behavior using at some point the composition pattern. Okay, then you extend and include behaviors, which is different from C#. So, if you have time, just dig a little bit into the framework and you will see cool stuff that Ruby is doing, and we will go for with an example. And some point in the framework, what is quite nice, it gives you a better example, which in the guide is sometimes it's much more higher level in the guides than you don't understand. You look at the code and it explains you how to use it. Keep watching. Thank you. Hi. So this is a basic example that will show you how just to use it, AutoInitilize. It's simple as the code there. You first have to require ActiveModel, and then you have to include ActiveModel column model. Okay, you can find some explanation in ActiveModel basics, and then you define some attributes. When you will have to initialize your class, you will have to give properties. A point here is you have to give no more than what you have defined there. If you give one more attribute, it will give you an error. You can probably manage using another class, or if the property is not there, you can add an extra property here like this, some value. If it's not in the hash here, it's okay. And then you can call super, which will initialize value, and then here you can do some value equal to. That's fine, it will work. Yeah. But you won't be able to come here saying that yesterday that column something, because the property is not defined. Then it will won't allow you to do some stuff. Probably we can implement something, but this is on your side. Let's see how it works. I have here. Then if I just run Ruby AutoInitilize, then I see all my properties there that I have set automatically. Okay, if you look here, I class my struct that all of those values, and then automatically assign the value to the attribute accessor, and that's it. It's done. When you understand a little bit how Ruby is made, and you look into a digger and look into the class and see read some guides, and then you can do some cool stuff. If you think in C# or in Java that you have a class, then you have to create, extend, and implement abstraction and interface. You come here and you do the same thing. Probably you will find it hard to understand how it works, because Ruby is not is using composition to build something, to add extra methods to your class. At some point, I'm not agree with that, because when you look all the methods you can call, it gives you thousands of methods. Then your class is being polluted by all unwanted behaviors. It's another way of doing stuff. Thank you for watching.